Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, March 11th. Thank you for joining me for my Facebook Live. I'm excited to have you here with me. I am April Davis. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Spring Hill, Kansas. And I love going live and sharing my creations. My tagline, and you'll see it if you get my emails or if you go to my website, is create happiness. And I really feel like when I'm creating, it's creating happiness for me. But then when I'm sharing it, I'm creating happiness for others that receive the creations. And I believe, when you're creating and sharing, you're doing the same. So thank you for being here. It's been a busy day. I am getting ready to leave for North Carolina tomorrow for our on-stage event. It's a big annual event that Stampin' Up does. And we get together, all of the demonstrators, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of us get together, and we train and we learn, and the new annual catalog is going to be released. So when I get back, I'll have some exciting things to share with you. It doesn't go live until May the 1st, but I will have things to share with you. So I'm excited about that. But before I leave, I have things that I've got to get done. So I've been busy trying to get things done before I leave. So before I actually get into the class, this is a to-go class, meaning free with purchase. I'll get into that in just a second when we go to my website. But I want to talk about, what's going on right now. So I do currently have enrollment open for my Create Happiness. Let me see if I can come here and join you guys. My Create Happiness Card Club. And I just wanted to share with you that when you go out to my website, it's aprildaviscreations.com. When you go out to my website and go to classes and clubs, you can come down here to Crafting Happiness. It's a monthly card club. All the information about the club is here, and a sneak peek of the cards. And I'll give you a sneak peek here as well. So no worries there. And before I leave my website, I'm also going to come up here to my to-go classes. As I said, this is a to-go class. If you're looking for information on this, you're interested in getting the kit for the class for free, you can place an order in my online store. All of the information is here. And then I will send you the kit for free, 2 of each card. So we're creating 3 cards. The kit will include enough materials for you to create 2 of each of those cards. So be sure to go out to aprildaviscreations.com to get more information on that. And while you're out there, you can kind of explore some other things. I just have a new website. I changed platforms, and so now you can go to my website to shop for Stampin' Up in my Stampin' Up store. But I'm starting to upload my PDF tutorials, so those are in the store. I've got retired product in the store, and if you end up getting tutorials, you actually will have a tutorials account. So you can go to April Davis Creations at any time. You can download whatever you've purchased. You can also save them to your own computer, but if you can't find them, you can always come out to your account here. So anyway, just sharing a lot of that information with you. So let me see, I'm gonna come back up, and I wanna share with you, first of all, the Create Happiness Club. So in the Create Happiness Club, it's a monthly club. You get it delivered to your door every month, and fun cards, but they're clean and simple cards. They're not terribly difficult cards. They're clean and simple cards, but you're also going to receive some product with it as well. So this month we are doing the Memorable Blooms set. So you'll want to have the Memorable Blooms bundle, the stamps and the dies, because you'll see that I use a lot of these in the cards. But then you're also going to receive a 6x12, so I'm going to cut this in half, and you're going to receive a 6x12 pack of the Floral and Gingham Vellum. You're also going to receive a full bolt of white ribbon and a full package of the Party Dots. Okay, so you're going to have, and then I'm going to provide to you in the kit as well the cardstock that is needed. And this month, you're going to have enough in your kit to create these cards. You're awesome, love and thanks, You mean the world to me, and thanks so much. How cute are these cards? So if you're interested, registration is open until March the 20th. And then after March the 20th, I'll close down registration, start cutting kits, get those shipped out to you. You should get them sometime around the 25th, between the 25th and the 27th of March. And then April registration starts. But this is the subscription. So once you subscribe, you're in, and you'll get it every single month. So next thing I want to show you. Oh, I wanted to tell you before I show you the cards for today. I wanted to share with you that starting today, I'm going to be doing door prize drawings. So basically what's going to happen, of course, I'm live on Facebook right now. This will also be uploaded after I'm done to YouTube. There will be a link in Facebook. There will also be a link on YouTube. You click on the link, it opens up the door prize form. You fill out the door prize form, and anybody who completes the door prize form between now and Sunday, and it shuts off on Sunday evening, you will go into a drawing for some fun products. So it might be a stamp set, it might be a bundle, it might be some tools, it might be some designer series paper, but every week now, I'm going to start doing a door prize drawing so that I can share with all of you. So look for that link and fill out that door prize form, and it'll come back to me, and I'll do a drawing, and I'll announce the winner of the drawing at the next to-go class, which will be next Tuesday. And next Tuesday, I'm going to have a whole lot of information to share with you about what happened at our onstage online convention or event, and it's not online. I'm actually going to North Carolina. So anyway, all right, let's talk about the cards that we're making today. We're actually utilizing the Linked Together bundle. It's in the mini catalog. And remember, this mini catalog only goes through the end of April. And then our new annual catalog will be released. But this Linked Together bundle has been a lot of fun. I'm actually utilizing it today for the to-go class, but I'm also utilizing it. I'm partnering with a friend of mine in New York, Marcia, and we are actually putting together a special class that you'll learn more about in the next few weeks, utilizing this Linked Together bundle as well. So if you like the bundle and you like the to-go class, you might want to get the bundle because there's more coming. And we're going to be focusing on techniques when we do our special class. But I wanted to bring it in because I wanted to share with you the Linked Together bundle itself. You've got the stamp set, but you can see that the stamp set is really sentiments. Then you've got some dies, and then you also have the decorative masks. It's all part of the bundle. And so I'm going to be doing a little bit today with the decorative masks. We're going to be doing more with it during the technique class that you're going to learn more about in the next few weeks. But I wanted to show it to you because the sentiments are great. Wishing you a happy day. Wishing you the best. Just a note, a lifetime of love. Oh, happy day. There's just a lot of different things that you can do with this. So happy for you. So you'll see today in what I was doing how we're utilizing this. And then I'll just show you really quickly. Here's your dies that you've got. This is one of my favorite. I've had so much fun playing with this, but you've got flowers and you've got an oval and a diamond shape as well. And then I always, you can see that I've been playing quite a bit. Anytime I have anything that I'm working on, I a lot of times will package it up and keep it with the stamp set. So I've got everything all together. And then you've got your stamps over here. They are photopolymer stamps. Right now I have them on blocks, so I don't have too many in here right now. So let's look at the cards. Oh, before we look at the cards, one more thing. I just get so excited because I want you to see the cards, but I'm pairing this with the Mixed Media Florals DSP. And this DSP is so pretty and so fun, and you can do so much with it. You could cut this in a certain way that these becomes part of your card front. But look at the backs to these. We're utilizing this today. Some black and white, so you could just use the black and white, or if you wanted to, you could color it in. Poppy Parade, look at these. Oh, look at this. So pretty. I like that one too. I like it all. So you'll probably see more of this. All right, now I promise we're really gonna look at the cards. All right, so I'm gonna bring them in. And this is card number 1, and you can see that I used the trellis on that. And I just thought that this paper looked like bricks. I'm pairing it with the, what color is my ink? It's Flirty Flamingo. I knew it was flamingo something, but look, I carried it into the inside. So we're actually going to be doing the insides of the cards today. Here's this one. It's very simple, but I've embossed, and we'll talk about that in a minute. I've got the diamond die cut, the oval die cut. I've actually done some stenciling on this. And then we've got So Happy For You on the inside. And then the last one, this is the Poppy Parade one. Oh, Happy Day. And then I don't have a sentiment on the inside. It's a great space to just write a note. So you can, whatever the oh happy day is, you can talk about it when you write your note. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get started with this one. And I'm gonna bring the kit over. And again, we're using Flirty Flamingo. I've got my Designer Series paper. I have a piece of basic white cardstock. I've already cut the trellis out, so the class will go a little bit faster because I'm doing inside of cards as well, so I didn't want to keep you guys too long. I have a piece of basic white that's going to go inside. I've got some more DSP that's going to go inside, and then I have my little pieces that I've die cut for you. So this little banner actually is coming from the Hearts and Hugs stamp set. So you can create your own banner. You could have cut a strip of paper, and you know how you just kind of snip in. I'm not going to use my ribbon snips, but if you were to take a strip of paper, and I'm going to use a scrap, it's not even part of the class, but you know how you kind of cut in from the center, and then you take and you cut in your angles. So you don't need a die to create a banner. You can create a banner just like this. But I do have a number of stamp sets that do have several different banner dies. So I went ahead and used this one, and this one actually comes from the Hearts and Hugs set. So that's where that banner came from, but you can create your own as well. And then I've also gone through and cut out some greenery that actually comes in the linked together stamp set. Remember I showed you we've got some greenery and we've got some flowers, and I went ahead and cut some flowers in boho blue, and then we've got some flowers in basic white. And the nice part about these is the die is set up so you can get 4 and 2. So you can usually get all your flowers in just one pass, and you're cutting emboss. So let's go ahead, and I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our stamping done. So I'm going to move these things out of the way, and I am using photopolymer stamps, so I do need to bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat, simply because, you know, I like that cushion that it provides me. And then I'm going to stamp Wishing You, so I'm going to bring this in, and I'm going to stamp it in boho blue. So let's go ahead and do that. And the other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to actually bring myself down so that I'm not blocking any of your view. But let's go ahead and get this done. We'll get that taken care of. And I want to do it straight, so I'm going to try to not get my head in the way, but I'm going to pull this down a little bit so that I can lean over here and get it centered. And I think you're probably going to see my head. I'm sorry, but we'll get there. And I'm going to actually bring it down. I'm going to bring it to this end as far as I can, because this end is going to be hidden under flowers. And so I don't want my Wishing You to be hidden, or at least part of my Wishing You to be hidden. So I'm actually going to stand up. Maybe that would make it easier for me to get in here and get this set up straight. I feel like I'm angling. Oh, that's not bad. Good, good, good. Okay, bringing in my Simply Chamois, cleaning off my stamp. I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but I've been working today and I do make a mess. I've got This is Blueberry Bushel all over me. And I think I got it from my chamois because I was doing a lot of stamping in Blueberry Bushel. And I was picking up my chamois to do my cleaning, and I think I got it all over my hands. So this will eventually go away, but I have been working today. All right, so we've got Wishing You, and then on the inside of this card, we have Oh Happy Day. So I just want to make sure that I've got the right size. I do. So we're going to go ahead and stamp Oh Happy Day, A Happy Day here. And we're also going to do that in Blueberry Bushel, in Boho Blue. So let me go ahead and get this inked up. Hey, Jana, good to see you. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for joining us. All right, let me get this stamped. I'm going to do it off to the side just a little bit. There we go. Got that. So, yes, if anybody else is watching, please do say hello. I love it when you guys join me. And I know I switched up my days. Everybody got used to seeing me on Thursday evenings at 7. But honestly, since I've retired, I kind of like having my evenings free. So I switched it to Tuesdays at 2. And that's working out really well for me. All right, so let's go ahead and get this started. And let's see. Oh, let me go ahead and get some of my Designer Series paper down. So we're going to take the larger piece of Designer Series paper, and we are going to adhere it to the front of the card. And I just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Whoops. All right, so we'll get this done. The weather has been incredible. I'm so excited. My husband and I and my dog, there's a park down the street from us that we go to take the dog for a walk. And it's just been so nice to not have to bundle up, and you can just have a nice walk. The only thing is that there's still some moisture from the snow that we just had. And so the ground is a little squishy, but it's not muddy. It's just squishy. So the park, what they did is they mowed through the fields and made paths through the fields, and it goes through the woods, it goes through fields. And so sometimes you do end up having to deal with some squishy ground, but I'm just loving this weather. And I know that it's going to be warm when I go to North Carolina. So I'm really excited about that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the inside of the card down, and then we'll come back in and we'll add the flowers. So I'll go ahead and get this done. And I'm just going to center it over my Designer Series paper. And of course I have to be able to pick it up and kind of move it around a little bit. Okay, got that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the trellis, and what I've done is I've just cut another piece of basic white cardstock, just a little bit bigger than the trellis, so I have something to adhere it to. I had a lot of fun with the technique class that we're going to be doing in a few weeks, and doing some fun things with this trellis. So you're going to see more of it. But I'm just going to use my fine tip glue bottle, and I'm just putting little dots down. I don't have to put glue everywhere. I just want to do enough to hold this down, and the fine tip allows me to just do these little dots so that I'm not getting too much glue, because I don't want it, squishing out, and then I have to clean that up as well. So I think that's plenty enough. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this back in, and I'm going to attempt to get this centered. Oh, see, it moved. Kind of stuck to my finger. I don't think I had any glue that got where I wasn't supposed to, but I'm going to try to move this just a little bit. I think we're good. Okay, so now what we can do is we can start to decorate this with our greenery and our flowers. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bring the greenery in first. And we're just gonna kind of layer it up. It's gonna be one of those situations again where I'm just gonna use little dots of glue to go ahead and get this down. You probably see it a little bit better on the green. This is Mossy Meadow that we're utilizing for our greenery. And I'll go ahead and do this one. I'm gonna pick it up with my tweezers, and then I can just kind of figure out where I wanna lay it, and then I'll place it down. So I'm gonna go ahead and place it down here. And I'm gonna take one of my blocks. I'm just gonna lay my block over the top of it so it has a chance to adhere while I go ahead and put glue on this other piece of greenery. So again, just little dots. Oops. Pick this one up. And I'm going to bring it out over here. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and adhere the sentiment. And so I'm going to take some dimensionals and put the dimensionals on the back of the sentiment to kind of pop it up. So we'll get one here, here, another one here, and then use my take your pick to help me get the backs off. It just goes quicker. And then all I have to do is pull them off my take your pick and put them in the bin. All right, so move that out of the way. This should be dry now. And I can bring this in and make sure I'm facing the right direction. I'm gonna go ahead and place my sentiment probably right about here. You saw I only pushed down just a little bit because I wanted to be able to move it. And I don't want it falling off, but I did need to move it just a little bit to make sure that I've got it straight. So we've got that. And then I'm gonna take a couple of these flowers. We're gonna put 2 flowers on the front. Are we doing a second? Just one. So we're only going to use 3 flowers, but we've got this one. So what I'm going to do with those, the easiest thing for me to do, let me see. I'm going to use my glue dots. So I'm going to bring in my glue dots, and I'm going to take my flowers, and I'm just going to center the center of the flower over the glue dot. And then we'll get those on the glue dots, and then I can just pull these off and adhere them. Now, I will tell you, I'm looking to see it. 2 of these are going on the actual sentiment strip. So I'm going to take this one first, and it's going to go right about here on my greenery. And then we'll take the big blue one, and I'm going to place it, I'm going to get it close to this wishing. So I've got it here on the wishing, and then I'll take this other one, and I can tuck it up. I'm going to tuck it. I want more of that blue showing, so I'm going to tuck it up underneath the blue. Okay, so now we've got those. And before I put my embellishments on, we're going to go ahead and we're going to pop up the trellis onto the card front. So I'm going to go ahead and take dimensionals again. And we'll get these popped up. And because I want this to be straight, I'm probably going to make sure, make sure it's got lots of support. So I'm putting on probably more dimensionals than I need to, but it just makes me happy. So I'm, that way I don't have any sag, and I've got support. A lot of these cards go into the mail, and so I want to make sure that the card doesn't go wonky on me because I don't have enough support. All right, looking to make sure, oh, here's a back that didn't come off. When you get them off, the dimensionals, the dimensional backs off, then they become shiny. And that's how I know that they're off. Either that or I just reach out and touch them. But I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back of each of these just so that I can slide these around if I don't happen to get this on straight the first time. I have a little bit of flexibility to move it around. So let me move this out of the way. And I'm going to bring my card front in and make sure it's opening up the right way and turn this around. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to center side to side, top to bottom. That looks good to me. It looks like I might have to do a little bit of adjusting, but not bad. All right, I think I'm going to go with that. And while that is setting up, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my flowers on the inside. And so again, I'm going to take my glue dots and I'm going to grab one here. And I'm going to grab one here. And I have one left over that I can use for another card. All right, just double checking. All right, so let's pull this off. And I'm going to set this one up here. And I'm going to take this little white one. I'm going to put it over here. Okay, almost done. Look how easy this card was. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull in, these are called low profile dots. And I don't know if you can see, let me pull them out of the package. But they're actually quite flat. Normally, I wouldn't put dots on the inside of a card. But can you see how flat those are? Maybe? So I can go ahead and I can share them on the inside as well. So I'm going to try to use my take your pick. I guess maybe I'm going to have to use my putty end. The pick part's just not wanting to cooperate. So I can put one here, and then I'm going to take a smaller one, and I'm going to place it here. So the inside of the card is now done. Hopefully that didn't move. It doesn't look like it did. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll take some more of these little flat dots, and I am going to place them on the outside flowers. And this card is now complete. How pretty is that? And this is Flirty Flamingo. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so let me move this out of the way, and I'm going to introduce you to card number 2. So here we are with card number 2. Card number 2, we're working with Granny Apple Green. Let me bring the my kit over. We've got our basic white cardstock. We have Granny Apple Green, and what I've done with this Granny Apple Green is I've actually embossed it. Where's the embossing folder that I embossed it with? I thought it was right here. Oh, it is. It is right here. I embossed it with the Dashing Designs 3D embossing folder. Thanks, Jana. I love it too. So Dashing Designs 3D embossing folder. I just love texture. I really, really do. And the embossing folders give you lots of texture. Okay, so then I have from the DSP, I cut out the diamond. That was one of the dies in the set. And you can see as I turn this over, I punched a circle with the 2-inch circle punch. So we've got that, and I just am putting those two together. Then we've got the inside that we're going to be working with, and I'm, yep, inside, inside, inside. So I'm going to move these off to the side. But I also have the oval. The oval, again, was one of the dies that we had. And we're going to do a little bit of stenciling. Not a lot of stenciling, but we're going to do a little bit of stenciling with this. So that's what we're going to start with first. So let me move this out of the way. Bring this in. And I wanted to show you the stencils that come with the bundle. So there are actually 5. They all have numbers, and they have a little groove at the top that you can line them up, so that if you were layering them, you can line up the groove. I would take a little pencil mark or something, but you've got it. How do I want to explain this? You've got a wide, and then it gets a little bit thicker, and then it gets a lot thicker, and then you've got a totally different design, but it all fits together, and then you've got the little flowers. And when you look at it all together, you could utilize them all together, just layer after layer after layer. But today we're just going to utilize the flowers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Flirty Flamingo, and I have over here one of my blending brushes. And I'm just gonna take, there's no rhyme or reason to this. I'm just gonna layer this down. You can see I didn't use it, I didn't put it over the entire thing. I'm just adding a little bit of interest, if you will. So, Flirty Flamingo. I'm gonna take my blending brush and I'm gonna make sure that I get plenty enough ink in my blending brush. I'm doing it on my glass mat. My glass mat's great because it'll clean off very easily, but I'm gonna tap off some of this because I don't want a lot of ink, but yet obviously I want some. Now, if you wanted to, you could cover up the entire piece. Again, I'm just gonna do a little portion of it. So what I'm trying to do is, I don't really wanna get these, I don't know if you can see this, but it kind of cuts off. Can you see that where it kind of is straight? I don't really want that, so I don't want to pick that up in my stenciling. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna stencil over the areas that I wanna capture, and I'm gonna skip some areas so that I don't end up with like a straight line. And I'm looking through the stencils. Some of them are a little bit darker than others. I can actually pick this up and I can look at it, and that's plenty. That's really all I'm wanting. So what I'll do is I'll clean this up. Now, you can take your stencil and you can actually, I have a bathroom on the, just outside my studio, and so I'll take it and run it under water and it comes right off. However, today, I'm not gonna leave you guys to do that, so I'm gonna bring in my simple chamois, and I can just take my chamois and I can wipe over it, and I can do this. Now, if any of this went through, I'm just gonna double check, but now I've got my stencil all nice and clean and I can work it with it later. I'm gonna put this back. My glass top is clean, so now I can start to assemble my card. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish this oval, and I'm gonna bring in my stamp that says enjoy. And we're gonna stamp in Memento Black. So let's go ahead and get that opened up. Get this inked up really well. And I can see through, so I can see if I'm getting a good coating on my stamp. The Memento Black is a different, it's not as spongy as the Stampin' Up pads are. And so I just want to double check to make sure that I've got a good coating of ink on it. And then I'm just gonna center it. Give it a chance to transfer. And there we go, we have enjoy. So let me get this cleaned up. And I don't think we're done with stamping yet. I need to stamp the inside as well. And the inside is going to be So Happy For You. We'll build that in a minute. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing. Let me get this cleaned up and we'll get the inside stamped, and then we'll be good to go. All right, so let me do this again. I'm gonna make sure I get a good coating on my stamp. And I'm kind of I need to like move the ink around a little bit because I tend to go to the center of the stamp pad. When you go to the center of the stamp pad, you use up all the ink in the center, and then you've got ink around the edges. So periodically you want to take like just a credit card, not a credit card. Take a, I always, when I stay in hotels, I bring back my key cards. I don't typically turn them back in. I bring them back home, and then I use them for various things here at home. And one of them is to move my ink around. So that way I'm spreading that around. And then if I'm still having issues or I don't think that I'm getting a good coating, then it tells me that it's time to re-ink. So let's go ahead and get that stamped. While I'm doing that, I'll close that up. There we go, we've got that. Get that cleaned off. And now we can start to build this card. So since this is already out, let's go ahead and attach it to the Granny Apple Green layer for the inside of the card. So I'm gonna grab Get this layered up. And of course I'm going to pick it up so that I can move it around. Sometimes I get really lucky and I don't have to move it around very much at all. Okay, so inside of the card, let me get the card base. And I'm going to fold this over and burnish it down. Okay. And we're going to build it. I'm going to put in my designer series paper. Kind of matches what I'm using in the front. You don't see me do the insides of cards very often. Whenever I'm sending cards, of course, I'm doing it. I love decorating the insides of the cards. I probably should do more of it when I'm doing my classes. It takes obviously additional time, and I try to keep my classes at about an hour. Sometimes if I have to do them, you know, like heat embossing and things like that, it takes me a little bit longer. I started doing all my fussy cutting ahead of time, so you guys don't have to sit and watch me fussy cut, but sometimes it's inevitable. But gosh, I really like it when I can show you guys the insides of the cards, because the insides of the card, you know, is not only where you're going to put your message and everything, but it's an extension of the front, right? So I have a little bit of glue that oozed out. If you guys don't have an adhesive eraser is a staple tool. So when the glue oozes out, I can just use my adhesive eraser and it will clean it right up for me so that I don't have to worry about it. So now we can start building the front of the card. So I'm going to take my embossed piece of Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to get plenty of glue on it because it is embossed. It's got peaks and valleys from the embossing, and I want to make sure that I get it all to adhere. It's no longer just a flat piece of paper. All right, so let's go ahead and get this centered. And not so good this time, so I'm going to have to do some moving around. Let's see. Getting better. Sometimes it just has a mind of its own. I move it and it goes to where it wants to go, not where I want it to go. Okay, so let's go ahead now and we're going to add the diamond. I guess it could be, I'm not good at math. Is that like a parallelogram? I don't know. It's a diamond today. And I'm going to turn my flowers up. We'll go ahead and get this down. And let me see, I'm just going to turn it off to the side just a little bit. I don't really want it to be up and straight up and down. And I can tell that it'll adhere, but I'm challenged with the texture. It's not grabbing quite like it would if I was just putting it on a flat piece. All right, so then we're going to take my circle that I used the 2-inch circle punch on. It's the back side of the DSP that I used for the diamond. And we're going to go ahead and put that down. And I'm going to layer it probably right about here. Okay. And then the Enjoy is going to go on top here, but I'm going to put it on dimensionals. I love my dimensionals, so let's go ahead and get that done. And I'm going to use 4. And then we'll pull the backs off of this. Did I get those? I think I did. I'll look here. Yep, they're all shiny. Not too worried about this one, so I'm going to bring it up probably right about here, I think. I want everything to show. Okay, and now what we can do is we can start doing some embellishing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out my ribbon. This is Petal Pink ribbon, and this comes in a 2-pack. You get white and you get pink. I'm just going to use the pink, but I'm just going to make myself a bow. size it up the way that I want it. That's good. I'm going to bring out my ribbon snips, and I'm going to angle off my ends. I'm going to do this one this way. Let's see, did I get that right? Maybe a little bit shorter, teeny tiny bit shorter. There we go. Okay, bring in my glue dots, and I'm going to put this on with glue dots. And I'm just going to use my take your pick and pull it off, and I'm going to place it right about here. I'm going to use a couple of glue dots. I'm going to kind of layer it up and give it a little bit more, I don't know, more stickiness, because this ribbon is a little bit bigger. There we go. We've got that. Yay. And then I'm going to bring back in our dots. And I'm going to put some dots on here. So I think I'm going to use this end. Oop, there we go. So we'll do here and here. And I usually do 3. Sometimes I go rogue and I do, but I always do odd. I tend to always do odd. So let me see. I think I'm going to put it there. And there we go. This is card number 2. Again, how pretty is that? So fun. All right, let's move on to card number 3. Look at how bright those flowers are. So, so pretty. Poppy Parade. All right, so let me bring this kit in. Whoops, I've got pieces falling out already. Okay, let's see. We've got, this is Shamrock Green. Then what I've done is I've cut my DSP and my white layer the same size. They're both the same size. But basically what I'm going to do when I go to put this down is I'm going to kind of offset it. So everything's going to be centered, but there's going to be some white border showing. And I'll show you that here in just a second. Then I've got a piece of white for the inside of the card. I love the finished inside too, Jana. I'm afraid maybe I'm not afraid. It's just that I feel like I want to do more and more of that, you know, going forward. And I know that there's a lot of demonstrators in their classes that they do the insides, and it just finishes off the card. So maybe I'll find a nice balance and I can do some insides. And when the card is more detailed and more involved, then I spend more time focused on the card versus the inside. But I'm going to find a balance because I do love the insides. All right, so let's go ahead, and we've got some stamping to do. The stamping that we need to do is on our oval. So bringing back in my pad, and basically it's O, and I have a stamp for O. And then I have, where's my happy day? It says A happy day. Well, I want O happy day. I don't want O A happy day. So I'm not going to use that A. So how am I going to get this inked up so that I'm not using the A? What I like to do, if you're really, really talented, you might be able to ink up just the part of the stamp that you need. That doesn't always work for me. So what I do is I bring in my tape, and I just take off a little bit of tape, and I'm going to tape over the stamp. I'm going to tape over the A because I don't want that to ink up. Make sure I get a good adherence so that it stays covered up. And I'm going to just do happy day. So we're going to go ahead. Now I can go into my ink, and Poppy Parade is a bright ink. It's kind of like that blueberry bushel that I am getting into. So I'm going to try not to get too messed up with this. But before you do your stamping, I'm going to move this out of the way so I don't get into it. You have to take your tape off. So taking my tape off, I'm going to put it in the bin, hopefully not get it on my hands because it is tape, so it's sticky. Give me just a second, it's not cooperating. All right, got it off. Now what I can do is I can stamp it, and I don't have to worry about the A being a problem for me. So I'm going to center this here, get it stamped. There we go. just happy day. And then let me clean this off real quick, and then I'm going to do my O. And I didn't close up my Poppy Parade, so I'm going to bring it back in. And now I have my O, so I'm going to go ahead and get it inked up. I'm going to move this off to the side for just a second, and then I want my O to go probably right about here. Oh, happy day, yay. All right, clean that off. I'm going to close this stamp set up, and I'm not going to say anything just yet until after I close it. I did good. I got a little bit on me. Okay, well, I tried. Okay, so let's go ahead and start to build this card because there's no stamping on the inside this time. It's going to be finished on the inside, but I'm leaving lots of room for a note. So let's go ahead and burnish this. And remember, I talked about how we were going to take the Designer Series paper and the basic white, and we're just going to offset it. So let me go ahead and get this adhered first, and I'm just going to kind of go to the inside of it. I just want to have enough glue on it to get it adhered and get it offset, and then we'll finish up the rest of it. So I'm gonna try to get this so that it's even. You can see it's moving around. Okay. So now it's offset just a little bit, And then what we'll do is we will then center this on the card. Okay, so let's go ahead and add, you can just see just a little bit. And it's just something different. I mean, I could have set it up so that I cut the Designer Series paper just a tad smaller than the white, and then I would have had that white border all the way around. But there are other options and ways to shake it up a little bit. So I do have a white border, but I only have the white border on two sides of the card. Okay, so now we've got this. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take just a strip of Poppy Parade, and we are going to adhere it down to the card. I'm going to bring it up just a little bit. Sometimes it's fun to not necessarily always put everything in the center. I kind of like to work off a little bit. And really what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring in some dimensionals and put some dimensionals down the center of my oval so that I can get it centered on my strip. So let's put one here and here. These dimensionals are kind of sticky to each other. All right, let's pop this off. So I am popping these up. And then we'll put it over the strip. I want to leave enough room on each side for our flowers, so I think this is probably good. I'm not going to press it down completely yet. I just want to make sure I've got it centered the way that I want it. We'll go there. And now, did you see a red flower? I didn't see a red flower. Did my red flower not find its way out? Because I've got 3 whites and no red. This one might not have a red flower, but I don't know why. I'm wondering if I lost it somewhere. All right, well, I'm not going to worry about it right at the moment because I want to go ahead and finish up the rest of the card. So here's my inside that we're going to adhere, and I'm just going to take my strip. This is upside down. I'm looking at my tulips, and I want my tulips to be upside up. So let's go ahead and get glue on this. And I'm going to center this top to bottom, and then just a little bit of an edge on the side. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and finish getting that in here to the inside. nothing on there. Oh well. It's going to be covered up, so I'm not too worried about it. So let me line this up. Okay, we've got our inside. I'm going to go back to the outside now, and I'm going to bring my glue dots back in again. I'm looking for my red flower. What happened to my red flower? I think it's gone. All right, well, no red flower today, but we've got white flowers, so that's good. Where's my glue dots? My glue dots are, this is not a very big workspace, so it amazes me how I'm able to lose things when I'm trying to work. All right, glue dot here, glue dot here. I am gonna look, because remember I said things were falling out. I'm gonna look to see if maybe it fell. Oh, I found it, I found it. It did fall out, yay. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll put a glue dot on this one too. All right, so pulling up the red flower. The red flower is gonna go here. I would have missed that. I'm so glad I found it. I have glue on my fingers, and I'm gonna put a little white flower right here, and I'm going to put another little white flower on the other side, like so. And then what we'll do is we'll bring back in our little flat dots, and I'm going to, let's see, my little putty end needs a little bit of finessing. Bring this over here, and then we'll use the little ones on the little flowers. And there you go. Card number 3. How fun is that? So fun. And then the inside of the card. These were fun. These were a lot of fun. I love the vibrancy of this paper. All right, let me bring them back in so you guys can see before I say goodbye. So this was the 3rd card that we made. This was the 2nd card that we made. And then, of course, we have our 1st card with the trellis. So fun. And we were using the linked together bundle with the Mixed Media Florals DSP, and you're actually going to see some more from this in the next couple of weeks because I've got a special class coming up that I'm partnering with my friend in New York. So anyway, here are these. I'm going to come back and just say hello. Thank you, Jana. Thank you for being here and commenting. I love all of that. Let me just again, thank everybody for watching. I wanted to remind you that this, of course, is a to-go class. If you are interested in the cards and getting the kit for free, you can place an order in my online store. All of that information is on my website. But also remember, today I'm starting a door prize drawing. And so I will go out to Facebook. In fact, it's supposed to post probably in about an hour. There'll be a link that will take you to the door prize drawing form. And when you fill that out, then I'll be notified, and I'm going to be doing a drawing from the door prize drawing form. If you're not watching me live on Facebook, the video will be uploaded to YouTube, and those of you on YouTube will have that same opportunity to do it. And I'll have one every week. So this one's good through Sunday evening, and then I'll start a new one on Monday. And when I'm live with you guys again on Tuesday after I return from North Carolina, I will share who the winner of the door prize drawing is and what they've won. So anyway, thank you again so much, and I will see you guys next week. Take care. Bye.